Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Slow News Day Live. My name is Steve Poikin, and I'm here in the Santa Cruz Mountains for just a couple more days. So, while I'm and the power's out at my studio. So, while that's happening, and while I'm wrapping up broadcasts from down here, thought I'd hang out on the deck, like back in the day. Um, you guys, if you did not catch the show this morning over on the Rockfin, holy crap, do you need to go over there and find that? We had both Corey Morningstar and Vanessa Beeley on with us, and Corey Morningstar showed up on camera. It was fucking amazing. She hardly ever does that. It was really fucking cool, man. And Corey hung out for like the better part of 2.5 hours. Beely hung out for the better part of 2 hours. Really wonderful and pretty heavy conversation. So please do go check that out. If you go to the Slow News Day community page on YouTube, there's a link. You can also just find it on Twitter at Slow News Day Show. We'll have links and clips up over on the Instagram at some point in the week. Natalie, that sucks. We'll talk about that for here in a bit. Let's see. Lots going on. It's it's fucking cartoonish, really. Let's start though with some weird shit. Um, so it's been wildfire season pretty much year round in California for the last several years. Because of this, um, insurance companies have decided that it may be too risky to insure you for fire insurance. Go to this article that I have buried here. As wildfires worsen, more California farms are deemed too risky to insure. So this is going to take us all the way into some fourth industrial revolution bullshit, which will kind of be the theme of the day, starting with Corey and Vanessa being on this morning. Stu Smith got an email from his insurance company last summer with some bad news. His premium was more than quadrupling. Smith is the co-owner of Smith Madrone, a wine operation in Napa. He had a wildfire insurance policy with the company for more than 30 years. Now, though, the insurers decided that Smith's property was too risky to keep on its customer rolls at anything close to its longtime price. If Smith wanted to renew his policy, he would have to pay annual premiums of more than $55,000, up from just 12 grand the year before. That was fucking hell of an increase there. We'll increase your premiums by 4 times. Sure, a little bit more, almost 5. Following week, as the LNU lightning complex fire began to spread in the hills east of Napa Valley, Smith scrambled to find a new insurance company. No private insurer seemed willing to issue him a policy. So at the last moment, he resorted to a state-run insurance plan that covered a portion of his property. The price was still orders of magnitude greater than what he'd grown used to. He'd have to pay 46 grand for an insurance plan that offered a fraction of the coverage of the previous one. This is going to take place. Okay, here's where it hits. California plays a crucial role in the food economy, producing more than 80% of the country's wine and more than 80% of fruits like strawberries and raspberries. If a lack of fire insurance helps usher these farmers out of business, the rest of the country might pay for it at the grocery store. The decline of a farming region like Napa would also create a knock-on effects for the service sector workers who support the agricultural economy, as well as thousands of migrant workers who pick grapes during harvest season. You guys, this is what that's about. If you kick all the farmers off the land, If you won't insure them, if you price out everyone but just mega corporations, then only mega corporations are going to be able to produce agriculture. They've already began operating an artificial intelligence only run farm in Australia. This is not conducive to human life. This is not at all the way that anyone is going to try to sorry, I'm checking too much chats right now. So what this is going to do again is create a situation where all it's going to take is a fire to push out the, I guess, medium-sized farmers now, because the first run of lockdown took out small business owners, or the overwhelming swath of small business owners. This next series of lockdowns that seems to be hanging, ready to come out in the next couple of weeks, that's going to go after the medium-sized businesses. We're going to have it to the point to where it's mega corporations, and then a permanent peasant class, a permanent renter class. It's not that you will own nothing and like it because you chose to. It's you will own nothing and like it because we have priced out everything within your reach. What do you think that wine is going to cost a bottle? If it costs the people who own the land, 55 grand a year to insure the property, 100 grand a year to insure the property, $250,000 a year to insure the property. They're going to charge that dude $46,000. That's funny. Hey, Trez, not a green screen. Actual shit. I'm gonna go throw something at the tree, but it would be mean. No, man, this is my old place. Yeah, I saw that story as I was coming on, and I wanted to make sure that that I laid that out a little bit. Because this is just more supply chain disruption. This is more intentional stress put on you as the individual consumer. This is one of those things that is ultimately going to be rolled into some sort of climate legislation. Just today, as a matter, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this one first. No, yeah, I'll do that. So today, Joey B signed an executive order aimed at making half of all new vehicles sold in 2030 zero emissions, and proposed new vehicle emissions rules to cut pollution through 2026. So we're going to take a look at the clip here real quick. Come on, motherfucker. When I am my own tech guy, I want to fire my tech guy.
That's why today I'm signing an executive order setting out a target of 50% of all passenger vehicles sold by 2030 will be electric, and set an emotion on all-out effort.
Anyone find it ironic that he's saying this shit and there's like a massive Hummer over his left shoulder and a fucking like V8 fucking Jeep over his right shoulder, while he's like, now here's the thing, man, we gotta catch the emissions because the mission is bad.
We are proposing a blue-collar blueprint to rebuild America. That's what it's going to be.
It's a blueprint to blueberry ice cream. I love ice cream.
And we need automakers and other companies to keep investing in America. We need them not to take the benefits of our public investments and expand electric vehicles and battery manufacturing production abroad. We need you to deepen your partnership with the UAW, continue to pay good wages, support local communities across the country. That's why I'm so proud the UAW is standing here today as well. It's why I'm proud that the three largest employers are sitting here and their sights are set not only on electric vehicles.
This is about the most coherent I've heard fucking Zombie Joe in a little bit. They must have shot him full of the fucking fresh adrenochrome right before he came out.
But on expansion, expanding union jobs, expanding the middle class. It matters. This is an executive order strengthening America's leadership in clean cars and trucks. And again, let me start off by thanking the CEOs as well as the UAW group. You all you electeds are the reason why it's happening.
So this just sort of, I mean, it highlights how unions and CEOs, union leadership and CEOs are the marriage, not union leadership and the workers. That's a story for another day.
Thank you.
So, I'm gonna go over to motherfucker. Really? God damn it! I'm gonna go over to an article that talks about it a bit. Oh yes, it would be War Deer. It would be. Body double or the good adrenochrome? Let me know in the chat. Was that body double Biden? Was that hologram Biden? So this from Yahoo Finance, this kind of struck me. The quote from one of Biden's aides is, "The future of the auto industry is electric." Okay, but no. Slew of car makers responded to the announcement, including Ford, GM, and Stellantis. In a joint statement today, the company said they shared the aspiration to achieve sales of 40 to 50% of annual U.S. volumes of electric vehicles, battery electric, fuel cell, and plug-in hybrid by 2030 in order to move the nation closer to zero emission future consistent with the Paris Climate Agreement's goals. Our recent product, technology, and investment announcements highlight our collective commitment to be leaders in the U.S. transition to electric vehicles. This represents a dramatic shift from the U.S. market today that can be achieved only with timely deployment of the full suite of electrification policies committed to by the administration in the Build Back Better plan, including purchase incentives, a comprehensive charging network of sufficient density to support the millions of vehicles these targets represent, investments in research and development, and incentives to expand the electric vehicle manufacturing and supply chains in the United States. You know what this article does not mention? Oh, wait. Sorry. Before I get to what it doesn't mention, let's make sure that we do mention this bit at least. The climate emergency demands no less. Today's proposal will help to clean the air and create a healthier future for our children and planet. You know what they don't mention? They don't mention how we're going to get the raw materials that are going to give us all that sweet green technology. They don't mention that we're going to have to tear apart the global south. They don't mention that we're going to have to turn Bolivia into a fucking concave pit. They don't mention any of this shit. They don't mention that in the 2020 NDAA, the declaration for the rare earth mineral war was declared. This is not anything that's being discussed while we're going over this marvelous green new future. Nobody is talking about how we're going to acquire the raw materials to provide the energy for the Internet of Things, for these fucking, electric batteries, for the fuel cells. No. What's up, Daniel DeCeter? Yeah, dude, this is gonna be like one of the last streams that I do from the Santa Cruz Mountains, so I figured, fuck it, let's do it like back in the day. Shijima shrieks, yes, lithium exploitation, 100%. And it's not just lithium, it's all kinds of things. It's nickel, it's cobalt, it's coltan. There's a number of different raw materials and, again, rare earth minerals that are going to have to be acquired, are going to have to be extracted, ripped up out of the ground in order to make sure that you have your next gen smartphone. So we were talking today on the show with Vanessa and Corey, which, again, by the way, if you're watching right now and you did not know that we sat down with both Vanessa Beeley and Corey Morningstar this morning over on the Rockfin, we have that interview. We couldn't do it at all on YouTube because there's hardly anything that we discussed that YouTube would allow us to air. So once again, if you're watching on YouTube right now, why? We we are censored and demonetized over here. We are not on Rockfin. You don't even have to have an account to watch us on Rockfin right now. However, you're encouraged to make one. We are a viewer supported show. It's the only way that we generate income. We do have a GoFundMe out right now. If you can, please donate to it. If you can't, please share the link. I will pull that up real quick and throw it into the chatty chat on both the Rockfin and the YouTube. Let me grab that. And by the way, I do want to thank everybody that has supported the show. You guys are fucking incredible and absolutely amazing. This is a monthly fundraiser. Alan Nichols, thank you very much. That was this morning. So we're gonna do this I guess realistically until we don't have to, because there will be other ways that we're doing the income. God, I hate this fucking bit. I really do. No idea how much I hate this shit. It's kind of cool to be. That's me. I hate that bit too. Shut up. Jesus Christ. So there's that. If you can, throw a couple of bucks at it. If you can't, I totally get it. I can't. But do please share the link. Moving on. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, that's right. Staying on Joe Biden here for a minute. And his disheveled, disingenuous ass. Let's close that. And audio.
Folks, not even during the Civil War did insurrectionists breach the Capitol of the United States.
I'm going to stop you right there, Joey. Now, you guys probably know where this is going. You guys have been with the show long enough to have seen us talk about what happened at the Capitol on January 6th. Number of us were there for that. The idea that they're going to turn what happened that day into something worse than the Civil War is so outlandish and fucking cartoonish on its face that it should be laughed at. But it's going to result in fucking domestic terrorism legislation.
The States of America.
Fuck you, Joey.
The citadel of our democracy. Not even then. But on January the 6th, 2021, they did. They did.
A couple of day drunks and some FBI agents wandered through the Capitol building with a whole fucking slew of press and smiling ass fucking security guards that wanted autographs, except for the couple that murdered a bitch. Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
A mob of extremists and terrorists launched a violent and deadly assault on the people's house.
They say that. They say deadly assault. What they forget is that the only people that did the killing were the fucking Capitol Police, and you gave them billions of dollars in branch offices in New York City and Los Angeles. The DC Capitol Police have branch offices in New York City and Los Angeles. That is a federal police force. That's what we got out of that so far.
House from the sacred ritual to certify a free and fair election. Folks,
go ahead and give me the old. I'm starting to feel like that is a body double, whoever said that earlier. Building 7 didn't kill itself. On that critical thinker, September 5th on the program, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, that's a Sunday, 10 p.m. on the East Coast, Richard Gage, back on the show, founder of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. He will be joining us 6 days prior to the 20th anniversary of the September 11th false flag. So definitely please be there for that. That is going to be a fantastic show. I'm really looking forward to that one. I have got to remember to start closing this shit out when I do it. So I am just about to the part of the show where I can do this story too. And then I'm going to have to carry over the rest of the show onto the rock thing because I'm not going to be able to finish up on YouTube. So I will make sure to put the link to, you know what I mean, in the chatty chat. I'm doing great. I should smoke a little bit more weed, actually. Shijima shrieks, where and what makes you believe that? Please let me know. And if you actually have any information on it, feel free to email me. That's sndshow@protonmail.com. Do join us tomorrow night. Get your shit together. It's our call-in show. It's the best fucking call-in show on the entire interwebs. It's a magical thing that we have going on every Friday night, late night. That is 11 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. on the West Coast. Definitely want you around for that. So the settler, colonial, terrorist, apartheid regime of Israel sent warplanes. I gotta make this a little bit bigger here. That's Israeli warplanes launch airstrikes in South Lebanon. Dave DeCamp filing this one for anti-war this morning. Israel escalated its response to rocket fire coming out of Lebanon early Thursday morning by launching airstrikes in the country, which Lebanese President Michel Aoun said targeted villages. Israel's use of its air force to target Lebanese villages is the first of its kind since 2006, referring to the 2006 war that killed over 1,000 people, mostly Lebanese civilians. Sounds like a fucking war crime over here. I don't know how they do it there. Sounds like a fucking war crime. He said Israel's action indicates the presence of aggressive escalatory intentions in the midst of ongoing threats against Lebanon and its sovereignty. Israeli military was responding to 3 rockets, said were fired out of southern Lebanon by, quote, Palestinian terror groups, unquote, although no one has taken responsibility. The rockets sparked fires in Israel, but no casualties were reported. Israel initially responded by firing 92 artillery shells into Lebanon, which was followed by the airstrike. So far, Lebanon has not reported casualties as a result of the bombardment. According to the Times of Israel, the airstrikes were the first in Lebanon. Israel has openly admitted to since 2014. Israeli warplanes frequently enter Lebanese airspace to bomb Syria. In July, Israel launched airstrikes against Syria from Lebanese airspace, and in the process, the warplanes also struck several villages in northern Lebanon. Wednesday marked the 1-year anniversary of the Beirut port explosion that killed over 200 people, which exacerbated the country's economic crisis. That was fucked up. Lebanon has been under an interim government since former President Hassan Diab stepped down after the blast. Western powers are threatening to tighten sanctions on Lebanon if a new government is formed. How fucked is that? Hey, you know how you want that self-determination? Well, if you try it, we're going to starve you and refuse you medicine. Another worldview is possible. Sacred ritual. Did he mean a fiduciary duty to, I'll put that on screen, to ascertain and then certify an election if warranted? No, he did not. The absolute opposite of what he meant. So again, the apartheid regime of Israel, up to more war crimes, up to more. Well, I guess they haven't reported casualties yet. So if you murder a Lebanese villager and no one's around to report it, did it really happen? Did it? I don't know. I don't know if it did. I'm gonna go ahead now and throw the link to the Rockfin into the YouTube chat. Remember, guys, you do not need an account to watch over on the Rockfin. All you got to do is click the link. It does, I think you can only participate in the chat if you have the account. But it is a wonderful place, and they let us say what we want. And Slow News Day is we're kind of killing it over there. So please come be a part of that. One more time, we're gonna keep doing this as long as they keep letting us stream on YouTube. So for everyone over in YouTube land, get the hell off of this stream and come hang out with us on the Rockfin. For everyone else, I'm gonna hit remove on here, and love everyone who's watching on YouTube. Do hope you come see us over on the other platforms, and we'll talk to you soon, huh? Save changes. So I should be, I think, maybe, I don't know. Make sure, remove. Do that. What the hell? I honestly don't know if I'm doing this right or not. I'm really trying. Remove. Yes.